Let's count the seconds. 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds. 3 seconds is all it takes. These are so, it's a nicer one again too. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of That Yak Guy Am I. We're out at a special place here today. Decided to take on the big water on our way to a trip down south, and we are on Lake Erie. Now, I've never been out of this launch. I've never fished this part of the lake in my life. So this is going to be a complete exploratory mission for the both of us. Right now, obviously it doesn't really look like it. I'm in a canal system, but I'm on my way out to the lake. We're going to get out here. Maybe we'll find some largemouth. Hopefully we can find some smallmouth. And I mean, I hear the stories about the size of the bass that come out of here. Now, I'm not going to pretend again like I know what I'm doing or where to go, but I think we'll be able to pick it apart and get a few fish in the boat. So let's see what we can do. All right, so we're making a quick stop, about 2/3 of the way out, but I just saw some fish busting on the surface right over here. So we're gonna throw a bait in there, see if we can't get popped real quick. I think they were white bass. Can't be 100% sure. Makes me wish I had a little bit of a bladed bait, something that had a lot more thump in the water. They weren't huge, but I wouldn't mind catching one or a handful of them. I don't get opportunities at them too terribly often. And when you find one, sometimes you can find, oh gosh, 100,000 of them. All right, so we're just getting to the end of this rock point where the wind is blowing around, and it dropped off from basically what was an 18-inch deep flat to 5 feet. So we're just gonna kind of poke around here real quick, see if we can't pick anything up. I don't know how deep it is right next to the rocks there, or if the rocks really come out at all. Not seeing a whole lot on side scan, but they're a little bit far enough off to the side they probably wouldn't show up anyways. But we're gonna just work this little swim bait through there, see if we can't pick anything up right quick. Based on the water clarity here, I'm almost thinking that we're gonna need to maybe switch to something that has a little bit more vibration and thump. I was hoping that that color change I was seeing would come in a little bit closer, but it looks like it's farther out than I really want to go in my kayak, especially with these wind conditions here. There's a pretty good swell coming through. I'm still fairly sheltered right here compared to what I could be, but I am also in a 10-foot kayak on what is, I believe, like the 8th or the 9th biggest lake in the world. It is essentially like fish in the ocean, so I'm not really going to push my luck, especially when I don't know the area all that well. There we go. What do we got? Oh, it's a bass. All right, just like that. Is it a bass? Looks like a bass. Yeah, it's a bass. Largemouth. All right, as soon as we got to the rock wall, we got our first fish. It's not really a big one by bass standards, but 14 inches or so on the landed bait swim bait. There you go. See how many we can get. Doing right now is we're just kind of using the side scan to search a little bit deeper. I'm on a 9-foot break line here, and I'm looking for rocks or any sort of marks that look a little unusual. If you can see, I think I marked a school of fish right there. Could be smallies, could be white bass. Either way, we're gonna make a couple casts at it as we keep working our way up to the point, see if we can't pick a fish up or find some serious structure of some sort. Now out here, you find one smallmouth, you can find hundreds of them. That would be the hope. Find just a giant pile of fish. Definitely marking some structure down there. Oh gosh, sure enough. Right at the boat. What do we got? We got, yep, white bass. I think that's what I was seeing schools of earlier. They're fun little fish to catch. They don't get all that big, but they fight really, really well. They got I think a cousin named a striped bass that I've always wanted to catch, and they get absolutely massive. Same with hybrid stripers, which I think is a cross between a striper and a white bass. But these are the small little cousins. They maybe get to be about twice as big as this. Go ahead, send it back. Yeah, we might mess around, see if we can't get a couple more. don't think it wanted to be right on the bottom. They wanted it a little bit up off. I'm fairly, there we go. Yep, we got another one. This might be white bass central. Oh, that's a much nicer white bass too. Sweet. That was the very next cast. We're gonna just drop a mark right here. We might play around with these guys for a little while. They're fun. They're really fun. Yep, much nicer white bass. That's more like it, kind of what I'm talking about here. Nice, healthy bass. You can see it right there. That's probably a 14-incher. Good, healthy fish, nice fight. We might be on a spot here where we can catch 50 of these in a row. They liked it a little bit more when it wasn't right on the bottom. Oh yeah, 3 for 3. It's another nice white bass. Gosh, they are so much fun. They weren't necessarily what I was expecting to find today, but I definitely knew the chance was here. Oh my gosh, nice. Nice white bass again. Come on up here, buddy. They're very aggressive fish. I mean, that's a healthy, fun fish. That's an even bigger one there. We're gonna put this one on the tape just out of curiosity. I actually don't know what a Master Angler Award white bass is, but definitely a healthy one. This one here is 15.5 inches. We're just gonna take a quick picture of it just in case. It is 15.5. And see you later. All right, so it seems like for the meantime that school of bass kind of disappeared, but I want to take a moment here to kind of talk about what I was doing to stumble on that quick bite. Now, for those of you who are in kayaks and have electronics, if you have side scan, you should always be utilizing it when you're moving from spot to spot. I was just working my way up this shoreline, following a 9-foot break line, and I was strictly watching my side scan looking for structure. In this particular instance, I think I saw a couple rocks, but what I really saw, there was a cloud of fish on them. I didn't know if they were smallmouth. They could have been walleye, largemouth, perch. They happened to be white bass, and had I not been watching my side scan, I would have completely missed out on that bite. So word of the wise, always keep it on when you're moving spots. But we're gonna get back to covering water here. That school disappeared just as quick as they came in, and you know, maybe we'll find some more white bass, some smallmouth, but whatever it happens to be, we're gonna keep an eye out and hopefully catch a whole bunch more fish. Yep, there it is again. As soon as I found some more structure, more bass. White bass, that is, not real bass, I think. Ooh, this is another nicer one here. Yep, that's a much nicer one. They are so much fun to catch. Actually gonna net this one. All right, so I'm fairly certain this is the biggest white bass I've got so far today. I'm gonna guess it's about 16 inches. This is about the same size as a healthy largemouth. They fight just as hard. They're very aggressive. I mean, I came out here to find bass, but if I'm just gonna play with white bass all day, I'm gonna have a complete blast. I haven't been fishing for the white bass and all these ones that you caught. I haven't been here 10 minutes. It's like every other cast when I find them. This one's sitting at 16.5 inches. It is the biggest one of the day. I can guess about 2 pounds. At the rate that I'm catching these things, shoot. I could get 100 of them today if I wanted to. Beautiful, beautiful white bass. There he goes. I'd like to get one 16.5 inches. I'm going to take a second here to just kind of pause and see what it takes to get a Master Angler Award white bass. I don't have one. I've never caught one to my knowledge. I don't know how long it is, and I've caught a ton of these in the past. So I guess it's possible I've gotten one before. But if I get a quick little patch, State of Michigan puts out patches for fish of certain lengths. For a largemouth or a smallmouth bass, it's 21 inches. For a pike, it's 36 inches. Used to be 40 inches for pike, and in my personal opinion, it should have stayed 40. 36-inch pike is a little bit too easy to get your patch. But part of it's for participation. People like to get it, so in all reality, you don't really get anything for it other than the little patch, so I'm all right with it. But, okay, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Well, so I just looked it up. The Michigan Master Angler Award for a white bass is actually 16 inches. So we've already got a Master Angler white bass in the boat today. I probably will submit it for the patch just because I don't have a patch yet this year. That's kind of cool. Not that this already hasn't been an absolute blast, but we're getting really good quality fish for what a white bass can be. We're gonna keep on looking, see if we can't get a few more 16s. All right, as soon as I get back into marking them again, we're gonna throw out. Let's count the seconds. 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds. 3 seconds is all it takes. Can we get one again? Let's see how many seconds it's gonna be. 1, 2, 2 seconds that time. Guys, if you've never done saltwater fishing before, this is what saltwater fishing can be like when you're on the right spot. You just catch one after another. All right, how many seconds? 1, 2, 3. Listen to me counting slow to give myself a little extra time. It's probably like 6 or 7. We might have missed the school on this cast. Nope, no we did not. Though, honestly, can we get one on cast number 4? All right. 1, 2. Ooh, oh, I missed one. Yep, there it is. 4 fish and 4 casts again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was 3 seconds again. The one thing I'm just noticing, it just happened while we're doing this, the wind direction here has shifted. And it started coming from out of the north to out of the east, which means we might have to make a quick duck and run for cover here shortly, because this lake is so big that these waves are coming from another state. So we're gonna really have to keep an eye on it. They could get really big really quick. All right, all seriousness, I do want to take a second to talk about the weather conditions on this lake. When we started this video, the wind was coming from back that way, and it's done a 180. I haven't been catching white bass for more than 15 minutes here, and you can already see it's gone from fairly flat to a 1-foot chop that's starting to white cap. Now I'm in a kayak, but it kind of speaks. There's a nice roller right there. Speaks to just how careful you have to be on big water like this. Now, thankfully, I didn't go too far, and I really wasn't planning on it. But had I run way out there or way around that corner, I'd have to cover that entire face coming back. And you know, when you're out here alone like this, you can get into a bad situation pretty quick that you don't want to be in. So we're gonna start calling it, head back into shelter, maybe fish a little bit back in there, but I think we've put enough white bass in the boat for one day. As much fun as it would be to stick around, but I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cut the camera off, and I'll see you guys when we get back around over there. All right guys, and just like that, we're back into the channel and protected from the weather. As soon as I started talking about how the waves will kick up really fast on the lake, they seriously did, and we had to make a run right for cover. Unfortunately, it's caused our day to get cut a little bit short. We probably could have sat there, caught white bass until I was bruised in the elbows from the rud butt. I actually, a little bit of a red mark already. Probably the hottest white bass bite I've been on in my life, and I mean, we could have sat there. We probably could have got 20, 30 master anglers if we really picked around. But we'll probably make a run once or twice back down to this area before it ends up icing up in the fall. But until we get back out on the water again here, I just want to say, go out, have fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. And until I see you next time, tight lines.